Right.
Super.
And I will hand over to Julie.
Can I share my
Excellent.
screen,
Yes, you can.
please, Rob?
Yeah.
Because I've put a presentation together, which I think will probably be very helpful for people that are going to watch this later. And what I'm also really happy to do is answer anybody's questions that they have. So can I?
Yeah, if you click share, it should be opened and let
Yeah.
anyone
Okay.
share.
Okay. So share. Let
I'll put
me.
myself on mute.
So what I'll do, I'll go through this. If anybody wants to, hang on, let me get it on slideshow. If anybody wants to, no, no, don't want to do that. 1 minute. Anybody wants to ask me any questions while I'm going through it, stop me. I'm really happy to do that. But I thought I would do a presentation purely and simply because it will, give something for people to look at and refer back to rather than just words. Um, and it allowed me to create a structure as well. So I'll go through it quite quickly, but I'm happy to go back to it. I also don't know why I've got those words coming across the top of the screen, but that's fine. So, um, and just before I start, writing a book, I was originally told to write a book in 2011. And my initial thought was, why would anybody read anything I write? What have I got to write about? And this was from a person who had at that point been in business for probably about 40 something, maybe 40 years or 35 years, and had trained tens of thousands of individuals within leadership and management within business over 3 decades. I was an ex-accountant, ex-auditor, changed my life, got into the entrepreneurial world. And I said, what have I got to write about? So the thing with writing a book is most of it is about how we think, what our mind is doing. And one of the other things, and I shared it with Rob this morning, and I'll share it with everybody here, I also thought I couldn't write. So let alone not having anything to write about, I also thought I couldn't write. And when I look back at that and assessed why I thought I couldn't write, when I had been writing in the past, so I have written hundreds of handouts for business, I had to write them in somebody else's style. So, of course, I didn't find it easy because it wasn't my style to write in. And the joy of when we write our own book is that we write it in our style. Yes, it's got to be attractive to those that we want to sell it to, but there's no one way. You write it how you want to write it. You share what you want to share. You adopt your own style. Now, my style, it's friendly, it's quite relaxed, it's for want of a better word, intelligent, but it makes you think. The style I write in will pose questions for you because that's who I am. And that is the style I've adopted. And I find it really easy to write in that style. And what I will say is there is a book in every one of us. There is more than one book in every one of us. And I truly believe, and I know I said I was told this in 2011, I didn't write my first book until 2015. It took me 4 years to actually believe I could. And then it actually took me 2 weeks to write it. We've all got a book in us. We've all got more than one book in us. And there is a real difference between becoming an author and becoming a publisher. So there's two different things we can do. And I'd recommend we all do both of them for different reasons, which I'll go through as we go through. So the book on the right of this particular screen is my very first book, but it didn't start off looking like this and it didn't start off being called this. So when you self-publish, I'm going to come on to the ways of publishing a bit later. When you self-publish, you can go back in, update, edit, change the cover, change everything if you've got it uploaded on Amazon. It's really easy because when you upload, you basically upload a PDF to a paperback. So this book didn't look like this when I started. I've updated it twice, I think, since I wrote it in 2015. So let's go start going through this. I'm going to do the executive summary. I'm going to do the conclusion before we even go through, because why should we, as business owners, as individuals, as somebody starting in business, experienced in business, solopreneur, entrepreneur, intrapreneur, whatever you want to call us, why should we write a book? Because it establishes your authority and it increases and enhances your credibility. I cannot tell you, and I've put a pedestal on this picture for a reason. When people realize you are an author, for whatever reason, and I'm not saying I agree with this or not, they look at you differently. It's almost as though they put you on a pedestal because you have written a book. And it is the strangest thing. So it establishes your authority in your field, whatever that field is that you want to be known in, and it increases your credibility. Doesn't have to be a bestseller book, it just has to be a book. Doesn't have to be number one, just has to be a book. And what a book will do for you is that it will open new doors. It gets you talking to people that you didn't actually know you could talk to. It will get you invited to speak. It will get you invited to networking events. Depends how you market it, depends what you do with it, but it gets you speaking engagements, it gets you collaborations. And I've got a prime example of that coming up in a minute. And what it does do, if you use it strategically, it will increase your business. It will bring in more leads, it will bring in more money, it will generate more for you and your business. Because the book is a strategic tool to attract customers and improve your brand. Key points. So this is the second book I wrote. I wrote this book in 20 seconds. So you can see with me, I've not exactly taken a theme and run with it. I'm going to start to do that now. So I've currently got 4 books published. So 4 books published under my name, and I've been a co-author in 2 others, and I've published in magazines. So key points, the importance of this is what we're going to cover. The importance of writing a book for business owners, we've already started to do that. The benefits of being published, we've already started to do that. Demystifying the writing process. And with the tools that we have to hand now, it is so much easier. It is untrue. Practical steps, and then publishing and marketing your book. So I'm going to touch on all of this. I can touch on more of it if anybody wants to talk to me after. So 2011, I was told to write a book. I didn't believe I could. About 2000 and probably 14, I started to learn about how you write a book, what you need to do, how you need to do it, the tools to use. And I'm telling you now, in 10 years, it has changed so much. It's untrue. And in 2014, it was easy when you know the tips and tricks of the trade. And it's even easier now. So I really want you to hear me say that. It's easy to write a book. Right, so this is the most recent book I've written, and this is where the collaboration come into play. So Wealth Beyond Money is a book I co-authored with Emmanuel Ezekiel. Emmanuel Ezekiel I met through lockdown on an app called Clubhouse that was around at the time. We ended up in the same room, on stage, sharing information about property, personal development, and various other things. He liked what he heard and said, "Shall we write a book?" He knew I had written books before. He had written a book before. He messaged me and said, "Let's have a conversation. Shall we write a book together?" Now, I truly believe that had I not had written books before, we may have not produced this book. Now, this book, so my first book took me 2 weeks to write, the goal setting one, 2 weeks, solid, 24/7. I was fed and watered. I almost didn't lift my bottom off the seat, but 2 weeks from start to finish. And that particular book is about 20,000 words. So there's a word count, which is important in books. This book is about 35,000 words. So it's not much longer, but writing it with a co-author, this took us about a year to write. And we went through various guises with this, from using ghostwriters, which didn't work and cost a fortune. I would never use a ghostwriter again. You don't need to. Again, I can talk more about that if you want to. But it gives you expert positioning. It gets you the co-author and the collaborations that you may not get if you haven't published a book. Builds credibility. And oh boy, does it increase opportunities to get on podcasts. Depends what you want to do, but you focus on what you want and it comes. This was another one. Another book I wrote. I wrote this book in 7 days. It's a short book. It's about 10,000 words. I wrote it specifically around one model. This was interesting. This book got me a cease and desist letter sent to me from people who claimed to be the owners of the Grow model of coaching, to which when I responded and they wanted me to take this book down, to which when I responded saying I've been using this coaching model for over 30 years, can you please tell me how you own it? I never heard another word from them. And there are numerous books on Amazon about the Grow coaching model. So it's interesting what some people will do, but it increases your visibility. Now, this is a particular coaching model. What am I? What do I do? I'm a coach. I'm an accountability coach. I do various things, but this book fits very neatly into my brand, as does the goal setting book. Wealth Beyond Money is a different genre for me. But it can become an effective marketing tool. You can give these away. You can get author copies from Amazon cheaply. Amazon self-publish. There's other platforms you can use that do exactly the same as that. But Amazon is a big brand. It's a very effective marketing tool. There's various ways you can market it. And it also distinguishes you from the competitors, because many are not authors. When we're in this game, when we're in this business, we may believe that everybody else has got a book. They haven't. We're few and far between. This is a book that I am writing, and I'm writing this through my platform Success Suite. But what it does, it builds trust with your clients and customers. If you're looking for work, if you're looking for business, and you can drop into the conversation that you're an author, as I said, it immediately puts you a step above. And of course, you've got to be able to demonstrate that you understand your book when your name is on the cover, which, by the way, it doesn't have to be. You can write under a pen name. And many do. Many famous authors write under pen names. But it demonstrates the commitment to the product and the service and the discipline, the area of expertise that you're writing about. It shows your level of knowledge and expertise. You will have your own take on the subject matter, and you can, I'm going to say, spin it to suit whatever other product you want to provide or you want to talk about. So it makes it unique to you. And again, if you've written a book and you can give your customers, your clients, a book, and then you can talk to them through it, or you provide whatever service it is, you link to the book, you can refer them back to it as well. You can gift it or you can sell it. Yeah, I think I've spoken about that. Attracts new clients, showcases your expertise, your uniqueness, your particular take on something, and it will expand your business reach because you can market it differently. And here's the great bit. It can, when you use it right, when you market it, when you promote it, create additional revenue streams. And this is the big difference between being an author and being a publisher. So I constantly learn about the book world, the publishing world, the authoring world. It's become a real interest to me to find out how people actually earn money on it. So many people will say you don't earn money directly from your book, which for many people you don't. Even bestsellers don't necessarily earn money. But I will say I've got a tool that gets me into the back office of Amazon, because I've done a lot of learning on this subject. I've got a tool that gets me into the back office of Amazon. And do you know the book Atomic Habits by James Clear? It's a good book. I bought it, I've read it because I was fascinated. Not that I really needed to know about habits, because that's part of my skill set, but I bought it because I was fascinated by what I found in the back office of Amazon. That book earns that man over $500,000 a month. So one book at the right time, with the right marketing, with the right promotion, and potentially the right publisher can earn that amount of money. He's written one book and he gets over $500,000 a month from one book. Now, he gets speaking gigs, he's got his own YouTube channel, it's expanded, but it's one book. It's a good book, it's a great story, and it is really good about habits. And he's got a massive story to go into the book, but it's over $500,000 a month. And that really piqued my interest. And what he does, he provides workshops, he provides courses, he does consulting services, he's in Mind Valley. I've seen him on various other things. He's not a particularly old individual. He's just had an experience in life that he wrote a book around. And I just want to demystify the writing process, really. And there's 7 stages. And I can't even see what the first stage is now. Let's go back one. Oh, hang on. I don't know. I can't see what the first stage is. But so the first stage is working out really what it is you want to write. Then you draft it. So you start the process. Then you draft it. And in the drafting stage, you are looking at how many paragraphs you're going to write, what the titles of the paragraphs are going to be, because once you've got the structure, you can then, from a paragraph heading which flows through the book, you can then add in all the little bits that you want into each paragraph. It's a very simple process to create the book, which really stops the writer's block. Writer's block is a thing of the past because, and I'll say it now, you've got AI to help you. And AI is a masterpiece when it comes to writing books. So you draft it. And again, you can do this yourself if you want to, or you can use AI to do it. You then revise it. This bit is definitely you, definitely, 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 definitely you, or somebody you trust. But when it's your book and you're putting your name to it, I would suggest this is you. Regardless of who's written it, this is you. Now, I know somebody, they've written 70 books. They don't even know what's in their books. They're not published under their own name. They publish purely to earn money. They have no idea what's even in their books. So again, there's different ways of doing this, and that's not what I do, because my name is on my book. I want to know what's in my book. You then edit it. And again, you can use tools to do this. Grammarly is really good for editing. I can read a book 7, 8, 9 times if I'm editing it, and then I'll get it in print, and you immediately see something different when it's in print, and you might pick up a mistake. So you can pay for people to edit. Again, I would still always suggest that you go through it, because on the editing stage, you pick up the syntax of your language. And if you're using other people or AI to write, you might not quite get it in your syntax initially. You'll pick up repeated words, which may not be your words. So always have a focus on the editing. Then you format it. And basically formatting it is you're making it look good. You're making it look as though it's attractive to read. Then you publish it and you've got your choices: paperback, hardback, ebook, and audio. I would definitely suggest getting it onto audio, because there are far less books on audio than there are as in paperback and ebook. But I'd also get it on ebook because there's various platforms you can put it on. I'm not going to share those with you now. I can get a list of those together if anybody wants it. But depending on what platform you put it on and how you share the royalties, on an ebook, you can get it on more platforms. And people have free subscriptions or subscriptions to ebook sites, as they do with audio sites. So you can put your book on Spotify, you can put your book on Audible. So 2 different platforms. There's more, but they're just the 2 big ones currently. And then marketing, so funnels, advertise and selling it, which I know Rob will be very interested in. And then utilising resources and tools, and this is AI. And I know some people don't like AI, and some people may be a little bit scared of AI. It is the best thing that has ever happened to support you to write your book. And this is where writer's block disappears. Because if you use AI, I mean, and I'm saying I use this because what we would have done in the olden days is research. We would have gone to Google, or we would have gone to our library, personal library, or we would have gone to the library, the public library. We'd have read all the books. We'd have looked at all the researches. We'd have pulled out all the bits that we thought we wanted to put in a book. We'd have then created a structure around it. Then we would have written it. And within seconds now, AI can do that for you. And then what you do is you add in all the key points, the quotes, whatever it is you want to add in, you add in to the chapter structure. And you can either write it around that, or you can get AI to write it around that. And that's the platform that I've been building, which is called Success Suite. That's the platform that I've been building to really help people who want to write a book do it really well and really easily and get it out there. And then you add in you. How you used to do it when I first started in 2000, or started learning 2013, 2014, people were handwriting and then getting it transcripted. Someone was then typing it. Some people were typing it because they could touch type. I can't. What I chose to do was audio record it into a recorder and then upload it to a software system that changed the audio to text. So even back then, we were still using tools to help us. Online course. So the book can become an online course. And of course, one of the things we really need to do, because time is the one thing we never get back. You can't store it, save it, or it's just once it's gone, it's gone. Leverage as much as you can the efficiency tools that you've got, because time is so valuable. And managing the time, or managing the activities we put into time, because we can't manage time, really does boost overall productivity. And then overcoming these are the common writing challenges. And I would really suggest everybody that is thinking about writing a book, answer the top 4 questions first. What's the purpose of the book? Why are you actually writing it? What is your intention from the book? Start with the end in mind. Always start with the end in mind, whatever you're doing. How are you going to use the book? And then who are you writing it for? A lot of people write the book for themselves. I mean, it is a therapeutic thing to write, but many people write the book for themselves. And then, of course, when they come to want to sell it, market it, promote it, it doesn't sell as well, because it's not been written in the manner to attract customers to buy it. Time management, I've spoken about. Writer's block. AI eliminates this completely. Absolutely completely. With AI, you don't get a writer's block, because you can just put a prompt into an AI and it will kick you past the block. It'll give you a piece of information or a thing that's stopping you writing. And establishing routines, paramount, absolutely paramount to getting your book done. And again, you know, if you're working on this, what's the best time of day for you to work on this? If you can work with your own rhythms, your own, work with your own rhythms, your own body rhythms, your own time rhythms, you get so much more done. Structuring. So again, I've mentioned word count. Work out in advance what word count you want to use. So let me just show you something. So stress the reality. Hang on, see if I can get it up there. You have to have, it's at least 100 pages to be able to get the spine with words on. If it's less than 100 pages, you don't get the spine. I'll show you what I mean. Sorry, should have got this down earlier. So my little book, the Grow coaching model, it's thin. It's only about 10,000 words. You don't get your author name or title on the spine. Now, the difference of that is, if you look at Wealth Beyond Money, if I can get it up so you can see it, and stress the reality. If they are sitting on a shelf, like a bookshelf in somebody's home, you can clearly see who's written the book.
Sorry, Julie, you need to turn off the shared screen so we can see you better holding the books up.
Oh, okay. I'll do it again at the end.
Okay.
Okay. So the word count is really important to get, if it's important to you, to get the author name and the title of the book on the spine. And then 10-10-10 was a program I did many years ago. And that's basically the structure of the book: 10 chapters, 10 bullet points per chapter, 10 pages per bullet. I think it's 1,000 words per bullet point, but they shortened it to 10. But again, it gives you the structure. And quite often that really helps the look and feel of a book. Somebody gave me a book. They want me to do some work with them the other week. A couple of the chapters had 1 page in. And I was reading the book thinking, this is a bit odd. So some chapters had like 20 pages in, and a couple of chapters had 1 page. And I thought, this is out of alignment. It didn't feel quite right. So I'm gonna give the person some feedback. But there's a logical flow. So when you get your structure right at the beginning, you get a logical flow of the content for everybody. And this is the publishing part. So you've got options of publishing. I self-publish. I find it easy. I find it quick. Once you know how to do it, it is easy to do. You upload a PDF to Amazon to get the paper book. You upload and you record the audio. You upload the audio to Audible to get that live. And there's a way to do that. But it's not difficult when you know how. It's really quite easy. It's like just uploading a Word doc, a Google Doc type thing. But you've got traditional publishing, very expensive. And the publisher has to want to publish your book. Now, I know companies and individuals who have set up publishing companies, and I know one particular individual who is charging people £6,000 to get their book uploaded to Amazon and to Barnes and Nobles and that sort of thing. You can do it yourself. It doesn't have to cost that amount of money. And they've got lots of people that want them to publish their book. So the marketing works. So you've got traditional publishing, which would be with people like Penguin and those sorts of people. You'd probably pay them to publish your book. It's not worth it. Because they don't actually do a lot of the marketing for you. You still have to market it yourself. Self-publishing, which is what I do, is really easy. very easy. And when you self-publish, you can do all the marketing yourself, you know, ads, funnels, campaigns, all of that sort of thing. You can do it all yourself. You can get it to #1 on Amazon yourself. It's not that difficult, again, when you know how. And there is some learning to do within this, as there is with any business that you might go into. And then hybrid publishing, you can do half and half. You can do some of it yourself. You can work with somebody to do it. You can you can get a done for you service that doesn't have to cost £6,000. That's all I'm going to say on that one. And then your marketing strategy, which clearly Rob will know a lot more about than me. But why do you want a marketing strategy? Because you really want to build your database. I mean, it's the primary thing of all businesses. You build your database, you can then communicate with them. You leverage in social media because that's where a lot of your customers are going to be. Once you've built your database, you can do your email campaigns, you can do book launch events, you can invite your friends and family. You can do campaigns where they pay you post and packaging, you send a book out. And then you've got all of your funnels and all of your ad campaigns. And funnels are also included in Success Suite. So there's lots of things I've put together at a really good price, actually, but lots of things I put together. I'm not selling that on here. And then just again, the conclusion, it isn't hard to do this. And I have done a lot of learning. I'm still in masterminds now about publishing and authoring because it has really piqued my interest as an industry to bring in relatively easy recurring revenue. Because if you've got a good book, I mean, I've just go back to James Clear, £500,000 a month. I mean, I'm not going to say no to that. Haven't got that book yet, but I'm not saying I haven't got one in my mind. But recurring revenue, if you write a good book and you do your ad campaigns and you spend £1 and you get £3 back on recurring revenue on one book, it's a product. And then that spins off into other things. So it isn't hard. It can be done. I know people earning 15k a month from publishing books. They've become a publisher of their own work, all on AI. Without their name on it, they're earning 15k a month. Now, that's not net, by the way. They're spending about half of that on ads, but that's still bringing in 7,500 a month. So it establishes your authority, increases your credibility. It opens up massive opportunities from speaking to being interviewed on podcasts to, if you wanted to, getting published in magazines, to being on the TV. All sorts of opportunities open up when you do the marketing, which is the business growth side of it. So writing a book is a strategic opportunity for everybody to do. I highly recommend it. And please hear me when I say in 2011, I was told to do this. I didn't publish my first book till 2015. I then didn't publish my second book till 2020. The next book went out in 2023. There's going to be a lot more this year because I say a lot more. I only really need one. I've got one coming up with the money, women and money mind. I've got one coming up with success thinking. So I've got some real strategic books coming up that will really, I'm hoping, with the marketing and the ad spend and everything, really will take off because I'm pointing them at a certain demographic and I'm pointing them at people who want to earn and learn about money and how to earn more money. So again, the key theme, the subject, whatever it is you're writing about, be clear up front why you're doing what it is you want to do. And that's it. I'm happy to answer. I'll stop the share. So I'll put the books up again to the screen. Doesn't actually make any difference, Rob. The middle one is 35,000. The Stress the Reality is about, I think, 16, 17,000. I'm just going to re-edit that one. And the small one is about 10,000. So So you can sort of see the size of book you really want to write if you want to be prominent. But lots of books are about that size, sort of 15, 20,000. A lot of books are like that. A 15, 20,000 word book on Audible is 3 hours, roughly. This book, Wealth Beyond Money, which is 35,000, is about, sorry, 20,000 words is about a 3 hour book on Audible. 35,000 was about 5 hours on Audible. And we recorded this in a studio, Emmanuel and I. The first one I recorded on audio, 20,000 words, cost me £2,000 in a professional studio. The one with Emmanuel, which is 35,000 words in a different studio, cost us, I think it was 900. So again, same end result. And then what I'm currently doing now, and I can let everybody know how I get on with it, I'm now going to use, some platforms are now accepting AI voices. Not all, some. I'm just going to record or upload one of the books that I've not got on Audible, recorded yet. I'm going to upload it to an AI voice recorder to see what the result is. And I've recorded my voice. I'm going to see how good it is to record a book. So I am practicing all the time. I'm testing everything at the minute. And with the advent of AI, you can probably tell I love it, everybody that's listening. With the advent of AI, it's making things so much easier, and slowly but surely the institutions are changing their rules and regulations linked to AI. So Spotify accepts AI voiced books. Audible doesn't quite yet, but Spotify does.
Film festival started to have AI film festival now.
Yeah, AI. I mean, I love it. I've been playing. I've been testing it today. I mean, Rob told me about something this morning. I got completely distracted.
I'm listening to audiobook, AI recorded audiobook. It's Japanese. It's Japanese. In the beginning, I felt resistance, but actually the content was so good that it doesn't bother me anymore.
No.
If the content is good, I would like to listen, and that's I feel like it's a natural feeling. So I think AI voice works.
Yeah. Well, the thing is
But
with AI.
also, I think your voice is extremely soothing.
Oh, thank you.
So I would like to hear your voice more. As I was listening to your presentation, I felt so, very calm too.
Yeah. And the thing is with AI, so I have uploaded about 3 hours of me talking into an AI hub. It has recreated my voice, and it is so good. I mean, literally so good. I'm actually now using it to record my podcast episodes.
Oh,
I don't record my voice anymore. I mean, yeah, I talk and I do these sort of things. But for the easy things like podcast episodes, that's just me, I'm using AI.
I would like to know your podcast link. Is it on Spotify?
Yeah, it's called Success Suite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's over 200 episodes on there. It's on YouTube as well.
Julie, we'll get Julie to post it into the
Newsletter.
into WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And there's a question
okay.
from
Yeah, I can do that.
1 second. I can see Crystal's got a bad habit of not butting in and putting her hand up. Crystal.
Julie,
That was a bad habit. I thought I was being Thank you very much. Well, first of all, it's nice to meet you. And I just had a few questions, one of which there are a few things in what you said.
Yeah.
I had a whole issue with a voiceover artist. Anyway, that was ages ago, and I've sort of been sat on a short story I've written like a couple of years ago, and I
Yeah.
do want to get that out. But what I'm thinking is, and I haven't mastered Amazon Books yet, but I know how to change things. So I was thinking maybe I could bring out the book with AI images, and then when I've got the money, then I can change over the images within the book. I mean, can you do that, or is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you allowed to?
Easily.
Because I did want to get a proper illustrator, but Rob did a little, research for me, and I'm just like, oh, it's like £1,000, probably a little bit more for an illustration per page. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll work up to that.
Right.
Um,
Let me say something first.
mm,
Think about using AI
mm,
to create the images.
yeah,
Because what you can do with AI is you can create themes within an AI, and you tell it what you want, and it will recreate an image in that style,
okay.
depending on what you want. And please remember, with images, if you publish in color, it will cost you so much more.
Mm,
So if
okay.
you can keep the images to black and white, because sometimes with color images, it outprices the book of them from the market.
It's a children's book, Julie.
Yeah.
So she's got no choice. It's a book for
Oh,
children.
okay.
So
Okay. Then
Well,
it will cost more to produce. But
uh,
with Amazon, if you're uploading it to Amazon, it will tell you how much it's
okay.
going to cost.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll play around with that idea, but I kind of just want to get it out. I'm
Yeah.
sick of being sat on it for like the last few years.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was like with the AI voices was like I said, Bob knows my issue with this voiceover artist, but it's actually just like a children's storybook. So I could potentially record it myself.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I've not had to play on AI voices, so I don't know what it's like. But
It's really
what
easy.
Crystal's not telling you, Julie, is that she went to this voiceover artist, and then Crystal, I read through the contract, and I
yeah,
told Crystal to set it on fire.
Oh,
yeah.
Basically, what this voiceover artist said in the small print was that they wanted the royalties of any money the book made because it was their voice. And I goes, no, you're paying them for their voice. They don't get royalties, and they want the royal. I said to Crystal, no. So don't sign it, don't do it. So they wanted paying for the voice, and they wanted paying when the book sold. And I said, listen, if that was Brad Pitt, maybe you'd think about it. But it's not Brad Pitt. I said, so no,
no.
definitely
How
not.
many words is your book, Crystal?
Not long. It's like I'm pretty sure it's like an A4 piece of paper. Like it's
It
an
was one
A4.
page. It's obviously a storybook, a kid's storybook with pictures and then the
But
words
with
next to them.
yeah, exactly. So it's more of like a imagery sort of book, but with a little bit of text or writing at the bottom. So it's
Will
kind
it
of niche.
will it work as an audio book?
I don't know actually. That being a question is that I'm thinking that it might be too short
Yeah,
for an
it may
audio.
be. Because if the book is dependent on the images,
Yeah,
it may not work on an audio book.
that's cool. That's fine for me. No problem. And then there was just one other thing I was going to ask you about, which was or actually I don't even know if I was going to ask it, but I was thinking my business is all centered around spirituality and crystal
Yep,
healing and
yep,
light therapy.
yep.
But
Huge market.
yeah, yeah, and I feel like I've been on this incredible, life-changing, tumultuous, anyway, crazy kind of healing journey. And
Yeah.
then what I might do is actually just kind of do it as a memoir and like document it and then just document the whole journey because I'm not quite where I would like to be because I'm opening myself up to spirituality and discovering my gifts and seeing where that will land in my business. But I'm thinking it might make a really good book for anyone who's sort of going through the same thing. Um,
make it so that there is learning in it for the
Yeah.
others, whoever reads it. So it's I have seen a lot of people write their story,
Yeah.
and to be honest, it sometimes is not that interesting to the
Yeah.
readers. So if you're
Yeah.
going to share your story, make it so that the readers get a lot of learning out of it as well.
I think where it would be, I was going to say adaptable, not adaptable, relatable to readers is where I was, I'd had some struggles in terms of accepting the spiritual element of things and kind of shying away from my natural born gifts,
Yeah.
and regressing it. And I feel like a lot of people are, well, maybe not so now, but like perhaps before, are a little bit ashamed of that or are made to feel like they can't truly be themselves. And I think that's the underpinning thing for me that a lot of people or readers could perhaps relate with.
Do your research, Crystal.
Okay.
Do some research. Get out on social media and start asking the questions of the
Okay.
people that will potentially be your readers.
Okay, that's easy. I've got loads of social media channels, Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
etc. So I could
Ask people, because I also see a lot of people, I say a lot, I see people write books. They write them for themselves, which is absolutely fine. I don't see any issue with that. And it then doesn't convert into a sale or you're the author, which is great, but it doesn't then convert into anything. Because
Yeah.
what you need to do with books is get reviews, which is something I don't do. But you need to get reviews. I'm a rubbish marketer, which is why I'm here with Rob.
Oh, I had a thought actually just come up now. It might be because I watched The Apprentice a bit earlier, but maybe I could do some sort of market research. I don't know, something. Maybe
I
like,
think, Crystal, and I think to make it for others to learning, I think people can definitely sympathize or learn from your journey, but in echoing what Julie said, that making it learning for others. But how to make it learning for others is difficult part. So how can you actually do
It's
that?
not difficult. So I'm going to reframe that. It's not difficult.
okay.
You write what you want to write. Use AI, go into ChatGPT and
Yeah.
ask it how to do it. It
I
will give
think,
you the answer. Honestly.
yeah.
Crystal, you know the answer. Remember that talk you did at I don't know, that thing in London?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what did you learn when you spoke to those people? What was the lesson you got from there? Remember, there was the people that got up and just did a monologue on a piece of paper. Okay.
And everyone seemed really engaged. Like I think they resonated with the key themes of my journey, which are because Julie, you don't know, but it's a wild journey. Relationship breakdown, burnout, stress, lack of fulfillment, seeking purpose.
Normal then.
Yeah, it's just been a lot. And then what's sort of come out of that is that I just wasn't being true to myself. So
Yeah.
I think that's the underpinning thing. And if I can show, I just want to make it kind of okay for loads of people that might think, oh, I'm a bit weird, I'm a bit
Well, it,
different.
now,
You know,
what it was, Crystal, was what from where I was standing, all the people as you were, what you wasn't doing was technically telling a story. You was going over elements of which
yeah,
everyone in the room had been through, so they were all nodding as you were speaking.
yeah,
Okay, so what Julie's saying is it's a lesson. So what you wasn't saying was this is just me. What you did was you said this is what happened, then this happened. I learned this, then I did this, then I did that. Okay, and everyone in the room was nodding because they'd either been on that journey or they were halfway through that journey or they were
yeah,
starting that journey. Okay,
yeah,
and so it wasn't a monologue of just what I've done. You was giving people a journey of what they're going to go through, and they can see
Yeah.
the steps you took. And if you put that literally into a book like that, and you did a chapter for each element, okay,
Yeah.
you get something out of it. And then you can ask ChatGPT when you do a chapter, is say, what did I learn from this? And then ChatGPT will tell you what you've learned from that chapter. And that's how
Yeah.
you use the AI to help you out. And so you do each part, and then you can do each end of each chapter, you go, what I learned. And then it'll be there'll be a page of what you learned from that lesson. And that's
Yeah.
what Julie's saying. And the thing is, you've got it all. You haven't got to write it down. You can just go to ChatGPT and start talking to it, and it will record it all for you.
I think, yeah, I have got it. I've got it in my head. Got it in my head. I do need to write it down in bits, but I think it's going to be a longer book, like an adult version book of the storybook that I did, but it's more deeper.
No, Crystal,
It's
what I
more
mean is don't write anything down. Dictate it, and it will write it for you
Yeah.
quicker.
Oh,
I-
you mean, okay, through the voice element.
Yeah, just turn voice on and go
Yeah.
right and just tell ChatGPT to literally write what you're saying, and it will write it out. Once it's written out, the first chapter, you can then go through it all and then go to ChatGPT, right, change this bit, do that, and just talk to it. And then you get chapter 1, then you go to chapter 2, talk to it. You'll get it done far quicker. We start writing things out. We're not used to writing anymore. So
I
people
tell you
don't
the
write.
other thing, Crystal. If you don't want to go direct to ChatGPT, open up Word doc and record straight into Word doc.
Yeah. Yeah, I am a bit of a writer like that. I do like voice noting things. I haven't used that function on ChatGPT yet. But I do wonder with ChatGPT because I've got the free version, it does seem to cut off at some point. So
Yeah,
whether I
it will.
So
It
then
will.
do it in Word. Once you've
Okay.
recorded it in Word, you can then upload that into ChatGPT.
Okay, because this is going to be a longer book. I feel like maybe over 2 years, as opposed to the ones that I've done, because it's just going to follow the whole journey
I
through.
think
Right,
Julie's
Crystal.
face has gone. You're gonna say-
Yeah, if you can see me, you can see what I've just done.
Sorry, yeah.
That's all right. When you say 2 years, what do you mean?
Oh, well, I feel like I'm still going through my spiritual awakening right now.
So you do, right, stop. You do version 1, then you do the second part.
Oh, yes,
Do
that would
not,
work.
right, put it this way, Crystal. I can't see you. I don't know how old you are.
Oh, hang on.
Right.
I'm in my feelings.
I'm 60. You're young. I'm 66. I'm still going through it. All right. So I'm still going through the spiritual journey and change. I haven't stopped. You will never finish this journey. So you could do it in decades. You've got a series of books.
Okay, got
Do
ya.
not wait.
Okay, thank
I'm
you.
sorry, there's a question from. Sorry, Chris, you've had your hand up for ages. You must be tired, mate.
Yeah, sorry, I'm done. I'm finished. Thank you.
Chris, where
Hello,
are you?
hello, hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello.
Are you Mr. Chris?
Hello, Julie, how are you?
Yep, we can hear you. Oh,
We've
I
lost it
think it
now.
was with the which AI do you use for your voiceover? Because I use one, and
voiceover 11 Labs.
oh, that's one I use. Okay, but everyone says it sounds like me, but I don't think it does sound like me. But okay, that's fine.
Well,
I
then-
just wondered if you used a different to the one I use. That was all.
No, 11 Labs. I tell you what I did with 11 Labs. I looked at it about a year ago. Again, this is how AI has come on. When I looked at it a year ago, it was over £4,000 to record your own voice,
Wow.
get a professional quality. It's now, I think it's $26 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you basically upload. The more you can upload, I think I uploaded 3 hours worth of my voice recording. And it has created something that is almost 100% me.
Did you say 3 hours?
Yeah.
Because on the
But that's the one I use. I use 11 Labs, but I just wondered if you used a different one. So I
No,
don't do
how many hours did you upload, Chris?
40 minutes.
Right, upload some more.
Well,
Okay.
Julie,
Yeah.
I'm going to do a test. Go on to InVideo AI and do a
Yeah.
1 minute recording and see what comes out.
I have. Well, it's crap.
Oh, well, for me, well, it must have been it did because when I did it, okay, oddly enough, it actually sounded better than I did.
No,
So,
sorry. This is the one I've had. In video is okay, but what in video does, because I've got that as well, because I've been
No, I got
testing
that as
all of
well.
them. But within video, it very often gives me a Brummy accent. So I have to change words. I
Sexy.
can't use the words I would normally use because it sounds like I'm from Birmingham.
really?
Yeah.
Julie, did you, I mean, you use a voice changer on 11 Lab, yeah, I assume. And do you, I mean, do you choose a specific actor's voice?
No, because I want to use my voice.
Yeah, use your own voice. Yeah.
I
Okay.
use my own voice.
So they
It's,
just
I've had so much feedback and actually got some on this call, so thank you. I get so much feedback of how when I've worked with people and they go into a situation, whatever that might be for them, they hear me in their ear. So
yeah.
there is something about my voice. I don't know what it is, but there's something about my voice that people remember. I'm not saying my voice is great. I stood on a train station a number of years ago, and somebody from my primary school said to me, "Are you Julie?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I had no idea who this person was, but I was talking on the phone and she recognized my voice from primary school.
Wow.
Oh,
And I'm like, "That's freaky." And I said to her, "I'm really sorry. I don't know who you are." And even when she told me who she was, I didn't remember her.
Hey.
Rude.
I know, I know. I'm like, I'm so embarrassed. Went no, and then she said, "Don't worry, nobody ever remembers me." And then I felt even worse.
recently I have to do, I have, I must have a Richard III's voice in one of my films. And of course, I can't, I don't have male voice, but I did record it.
Yeah.
I put in the expression, my horse. And then I chose a male actress voice.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and uploaded my own voice, and it really came out fantastically. Just fantastic. It becomes a really good for the film.
yeah, yeah. Chris, just as a thought, if you don't think your voice sounds like you, send it out to some people that you know. If they say it sounds like you, it does.
Yeah, a lot of people have said it does sound like me. But obviously people hear their own voices differently, don't they? So and I don't know if it's I want to try and poshen it up because I don't know if it's sounding like me is a good idea.
Yeah, but right again, it depends on what you're going to use it for, Chris. Because
Yeah,
if
I know,
you
yeah.
posh, if you make it posh and it isn't you, it'll jar when people meet you.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's very true.
So if you're using it for marketing, advertising, and then you want to present, it's got to be you.
Yeah,
Which
no,
is
no,
why
it
I
makes sense.
use my voice because I don't want anybody going, "That's not you." That's why I use my voice. And 11 Labs, it's even got, not all of it, but it's got real chunks of emotion comes through in the recording. It emphasizes words. I think it's really good.
Okay, yeah.
I
11 Labs and in video are the two that I've been using, etc. So
Yeah,
I just wondered if you used a different one, but yeah, no, it
no,
sounds that's the one.
they've been about the longest. I know there's one I've been seeing coming through called Revoicer. I'm going to try it, but it's a new one, which could mean it's better. But 11 Labs has been about since the start.
Yeah.
I use Revoicer, but
Oh, do you?
I wasn't quite happy about it, so I didn't continue my subscription.
I'm using it for I'm creating a Chris AI, so it's gonna have me anyway, so it may as well have my proper voice. If it's gonna have my face.
You could if you're doing a Chris AI, you could use an alternate voice and use it as your PA.
Yeah, it's true.
So it depends how you want to do it. It depends how you want to do what you're doing.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because a PA could be a member of staff that's responding on your behalf.
We won't talk about members of staff.
No, don't do that.
Or you're digital twin with it.
Well, What, you want two of me? I don't even want one of me. All right, thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks.
It's all right. You're welcome. Anybody else got any other questions?
Here's a question for you. Oh, sorry, go on, Soko.
No, go ahead, Rob.
This is a quick short one. Barcodes.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
use to generate your barcodes?
Right. I use barcodes. I was going to buy ISBNs. You can buy them in bulk. I haven't looked at the price of them recently. They were 130 quid for, I think, 10 when I first looked. I don't know
That's
what
about
they
right,
are
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But what I use is the free barcodes off of Amazon or any of the platforms. The
I
benefit,
heard that the Amazon barcode can only be used by Amazon. So if,
yeah,
for
it
instance, you went to
can.
a bookshop,
Yeah, no, you can't put it in a bookshop with an Amazon barcode. But if you and the other platforms use their own form of ISBNs. The ISBN, if you buy them, as in the UK ISBN, basically what that allows you to do is get the book in the English library.
but that can also then go into Amazon,
Yeah,
everywhere else, can't it, as well? So
yeah,
literally, it's a one
yeah,
barcode for the
yeah,
whole lot.
yeah. Well, no, each product has its own barcode, but it depends what you want to do because that with a proper, if you like, registered ISBN, it will go into the English library. Oh, and what I didn't tell you, here's a classic. When I wrote my first book, they said to me, send it to famous people.
Oh,
So I sent it to the Queen,
Wow.
and I got a letter back from the Queen saying thank you.
Wow.
oh,
That's nice.
Yeah. So you'd be surprised what you can do.
Wow.
Oh, and what you may also get, and this helped, if you've got a mentor who's quite famous, you can ask them to write you a foreword for the book. And if you are fortunate enough to know famous people, you can get them to do you a recommendation, which you can't see here. But this book that I wrote with Emmanuel, Wealth Beyond Money, we've got so Rob Moore, one of my mentors, some of you may know him. Matt and Emma Willis, if you know Matt from Busted and Emma Willis from the TV presenter, they are Emmanuel's partners, next door neighbours. They wrote us one. Simon Wilson, who is, I haven't met him, he is a very influential YouTuber, apparently. And then the other one, does anybody remember Alex Reed?
vaguely.
Was married to Katie Price, the cross-dresser,
Yeah.
MMA fighter. He's one of Emmanuel's friends as well. So they are, if you like, our testimonials on the back of the book. So if you know people that know people, that works really well as well. Because you can use it for your marketing. Clearly got to have their permission, but you can use it for marketing. It's good stuff, by the way. This writing and publishing, I love it.
Excellent. Just to start doing it.
My daughter
All the
writes
63 years of it.
my daughter writes letters to Queen. She wrote Queen to Queen and also now King. She always receives letters back.
You always get an answer.
Yeah, so it's amazing. But I would like to ask questions. Okay, my business is easy storage, which is storage and removal business, and it's a franchise business. So what we can do is very limited about what we can publish or what we can write. Even social media is limited. So I sort of I'm not at first I wrote something about storage and also moving tips, but I decided not to do it anymore because the restriction is so high. But then as a hobby or as sort of side business that I have done for quite a long is teaching Japanese to home ed students. And I think for a while I thought it's like if, something helpful for children who don't go to school. But then now I think about it, maybe there are people who want to learn, the children who want to learn Japanese but didn't have a chance. So I began to think about, would it be possible to help those who want to learn Japanese, or also who want to teach Japanese to those who are actually at home during the daytime. So I haven't written anything about it, but listening to you today, I thought it will be a good tool to write a book, or whether it's short or long, good to write, first of all,
Yeah.
to know, and then to use it as sort of like a marketing if I want to.
Yeah.
So do you have any kind of suggestions what to
Yeah,
do?
I do. I've got lots.
Oh, okay.
My head just went.
Oh,
Shoko, there is a fascination within the UK for the Japanese culture
oh, okay.
because you are the longest living race on the planet.
Oh,
You have Ikigai, and I'm probably saying that wrong, which people are fascinated with. So your reason,
Akigai. What's Akigai?
Ikigai, your reason for
Ikigai,
being,
Ikigai, yes, yes.
yeah,
Ikigai, yes.
people are fascinated by that. If you and then you've got the where things break and you mend them with gold.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Kimbari. Yes, yes.
People are absolutely fascinated by the Japanese culture.
Oh,
So what just sprung into my head was, if you're based in the UK and you're doing business in the UK with all of your cultural influences, that would make a fabulous book.
oh. But how you have ideas. I don't have ideas.
No, but I mean, yeah, it would make a really good book, I think, because people are fascinated by the Japanese culture. And then the other thing you were talking about language, you could write a whole series of books on you could write a whole series of books about teaching people how to learn Japanese. The other thing you've got as well, because I've been to Japan but didn't stay there very long, and it really wasn't a good time of my life. Just going back to, relationship breaks up and God knows what else went on while I was in Japan. But the calligraphy, the way of life, the samurais, the swords, the everything. You could write some beautiful books.
I'm not professional in any.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean,
Oh.
I've got a book on. I don't know where it is. I may have packed it because I'm just about to move. Again, I don't know. This
Ikigai, yes, Ikigai,
this
yes.
is a bestseller.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And this has been written by Hector Garcia, who is definitely not Japanese,
Yes.
and Francesca Miralyn, who is definitely not Japanese.
No.
It's a bestseller, that.
Wow. But it's something that we use commonly. It's not as philosophical as you might think, that we use it as a, just words, and there's not so much behind it for us as a Japanese, but when Westerners take it as a, philosophy or theory, suddenly, all of a sudden, we learn in return too.
Yeah.
So,
But if you could write something, I mean, I'm not saying write something like this, but if you could translate your culture into business for British business people or British UK domiciled, I don't know what to call us, but people who are interested in living a long life, living on purpose, be huge, I would have thought.
okay, thank you so much for giving
You're
ideas.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
My head, I love these things because my head just goes, oh, 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 got an idea.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to have one-to-one with you.
Well, you know where I am.
Yeah.
It's amazing what the brainstorming can do to people, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am very
I'm like in
creative.
darkness now. You can see only my hand now going there in the back. Yeah, I'm a ghost. I'm just soaking all this lovely information. Shoko, we can work together because way of life, word. I love
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yes, sure.
Well-being cookie, ikigai is part of my research.
Oh, really? Okay.
I love it.
I use the concept a lot. I didn't know. Now I know it. I use it a lot.
Okinawan are part of the blue zone of Earth, the long-lived people. Why? How people in certain places on Earth live longer than the rest of us. So
Well,
they all have specific way of life.
Yeah, it's the way of life. It's the belief
food and
system.
diet.
Beliefs, etc. It's a lot of them. Lovely, but simple combinations that we actually forgotten. We are in mad rush to do everything, and we, as I said, do not live life we want to live. We live somebody else's life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That I think it's very simple, diet and exercise.
Yeah, it's
No.
not. When we know it's not difficult, is it? But in the Western world, we've sort of forgotten it.
But you know what is another thing is that we stop enjoying the most simple things in life. Just stopping looking up the sky, admiring the clouds, waking up, opening eyes and say, hey, I'm privileged to open my eyes. There is a sunshine outside, or is a rain. Everything is beautiful. Everything of the God's creation is beautiful. There is no ugly and bad. Everything is beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
And it has its purpose.
You don't hear me complaining.
No, and also when you say, I was going to complain, I'm not happy, these are not happy. You know what? The less we complain, the better we are. It removes the stress. It's that positive vibration and frequency that is always high, that keeps us healthy, distressed, and everything is nice. Everything falls in place because we attract like-minded frequencies. I just have to move my butt. I'm now realizing myself is just sit back and do nothing.
I thought you
So I found myself. I open my eyes and I just say, okay, what are you going to do today? Okay, let's start slowly with meditation and then everything, whatever rolls. There is no urgency anymore in anything because everybody will get what is due to us. You cannot force anything.
This morning
I'm lecturing again, sorry.
This morning I got an interesting message from my friend in Taiwan. They said the reason why Japanese live such a long life because you eat cold rice.
Oh,
Apparently, because most Chinese prefer hot rice. But apparently, if you wait until the rice is cold, I don't know whether this is real or not. When the rice is cold, you actually give out some elements come out of the rice will actually prevent bowel cancer.
Wow!
Don't quote me on that. But apparently they say because Japanese, so that's why Japanese people don't have bowel cancers that much.
But you also can redo with the cold rice. You can do Singapore fried noodles, maybe. Singapore fried rice, no Singapore.
But the cold rice, you see, that's why you got sushi. Rice is
sushi.
Cold. Yeah.
Actually, yes, not too hot.
Oh,
yeah.
You can't have.
But I will also tell you, I'm just constantly interjecting because I cannot lift up my hand. I do apologize. It is with potatoes. The reheated potatoes are actually better for digestion than the freshly cooked ones. So that's just to build up on the rice. Sorry, okay. Continue, guys.
Random pieces of information that we've been giving each other.
How to live longer. Here you go. Have a good digestion.
So, Julie, can I ask you a very practical question? I mean, you have published like four or five books now. Yeah. Do you think it will? Can anybody make a living from publishing books?
Yeah, you can make a living from it.
What's the minimum of books you have to publish?
Well, I think if you do it right, you can publish one and make a living. Atomic Habits, I know it was published by a publisher, And I know that is just one book that I've looked at, but I can find more. $500,000 a month.
But that's because
Wow.
it's by publisher, and also the marketing was done correctly. If you don't
Yeah,
do the
exactly.
marketing correctly, you
No.
can't make it meet.
Yeah. So, but can you make money from it? Yes, you can, is the really simple answer. I know somebody who has published 70 books and they're earning 15,000 a month, but half of that 15,000 is going on ad spend. So they're bringing in 7,500 net. Now, they've got to pay tax on top of that. But they've given up their job as an investment banker. Don't ask me why, but they have.
Less stressful.
They have gone full blown into publishing. They are utilizing every platform they can to get their books published on. They do it all day, every day. But
So what would you say? What would you say the most important thing if the purpose is to make ends meet by writing a book, by publishing a book? What would be the most important things to do?
Research to see if the book is required on the market and that you can sell it. So go in to see what the bestsellers are, see how they're ranked, see who's written them, see what the content is, look at the reviews. And one of the biggest things you have to do, and this is what I don't do, and I'm not good at it, is getting reviews on your book. So getting yourself into a network where you can exchange your book. You do all the promotional activity on Amazon, you know, the free 7 days and all of that, and you get as many reviews as you can. And then what Amazon then does is promote it because people like it. So they promote it. It goes up the algorithm. But you can get a #1 bestseller by playing with the, and again, it's not something I've done, but you can get a #1 bestseller by playing with the categories. So a lot of these things that you see, oh, I've got #1 bestseller. It's a bit fake.
Really?
Yeah, which is why I've never bothered to do it.
So you mean you need to be in the right category where not so many competitors are there?
Yeah. You get your #1 and then you,
But it's based on the number of the books you sold, no?
yeah, in a very short space of time, which is where you have to build your list before you launch your book. So
Interesting.
you build your list, you get your pre-sales and your pre-orders. You launch your book, you sell 1,000 copies, and you're immediately #1.
Oh,
Wow. So when people say, "Oh, New York Times bestseller," it's because they sold in a limited
Well, New
period.
York Times bestsellers a different thing.
Okay.
That's the New York Times. That's a completely different thing. But if you see a lot of people in our world and they've got #1 bestsellers, it's because they've played the algorithm.
I see.
I know people who've got #1 bestsellers and they've not sold a copy. You know, so it's all a lot of this stuff is smoke and mirrors. But coming back to Hannah's question, can you earn money? Yes, you can. Do the majority of people? No, they don't. Not from the sale of the book. They'll earn money from doing the podcast interviews, selling consultancy services, selling another service that the book links into. That's where the majority of people will earn additional money. You know, if you write a book on, I know a woman who wrote a book on finance. What's her business? Mortgage provider. So she's written a book on finance that attracts people to her. She works specifically with women. It attracts women to her for her mortgage products and her financial, support. But she's contacted me to say I need more clients. So it's you have to maintain it. You have to keep it going. But that's the same with any business, isn't it? So you can earn money. Not many people earn money from the physical book. But I'll tell you another book. So Kiyosaki wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He wasn't famous when he wrote that. He sold over something like I think he sold something like 15 million copies. For those of you that have read it, it's a really short book. But if he only earned £1 or $1 a copy, he's got $15 million in his pocket.
Yeah, he's so popular in Japan too. So
Yeah.
he translated into, I think, multiple languages. And
Yeah. So you can write one book, and when it hits, and that would have been, his book would have been self-published, I'm sure. When it hits right, you can live the rest of your life on it. But it's got to hit right and be the book that people want to read. I mean, Emmanuel and I wrote this to last 100 years. This is a legacy book, Wealth Beyond Money. This is a legacy book. You will pick this book up in 100 years' time, and it will still be relevant because of what's in it.
I also like your Success Suite title. Can you talk about how to pick titles? Because it's very important to attract catchy name, to have catchy name.
Yeah.
That catchy name sells.
Yeah, the book title itself is almost more important than what's in the book. It's ridiculous. It's madness. I mean, Wealth Beyond Money is not a good title for a book. People don't know what it is. But it's what Emmanuel and I thought, because that's what the book is about. It's about balance.
For me, actually, it resonates very much.
Yeah.
Because nowadays everything is
really
about
good
money, which is not about the people are not, it pays bills. I know it causes a lot of issues, but everybody who's got tons of money is not very happy. There's something beyond that materialistic.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt.
100%.
I mean, yeah.
Balance, as you mentioned in title, I think is completely right.
Yeah.
But it is not to be a slave to it and having just madly dashed for it. Because it's so empty and shallow.
The true meaning of wealth is wellness.
Exactly. Because if you earn money, you're completely sick and then you spend everything in a hospital bill.
Yeah.
People
so the true meaning of wealth is wellness, and we've hijacked it to mean money. And that's not what it's about.
As you mentioned that, I have my brother and one of my best friends. My best friend, Tony, is extremely rich, and my brother is very happy. He's a fireman. And I remember Tony once asking my brother, he goes, my brother, his words were literally, you haven't got much money, but you're always happy. And my brother goes to him, Tony, here's the theory of life. He goes, if I can go through a calendar month, and on the last day of the calendar month, there's still £1 in my account, and I paid all my bills, what more do I need? That's what he said to him. And Tony went, what about a sports car? He goes, I don't want a sports car. You get a big house? He goes, I don't want a big house. He goes, and my brother goes, Tony, your problem is it's the want issue. He goes, what? He goes, you're never going to be happy because you always want stuff. And if you want stuff, he goes, you earn money to want stuff. He goes, but the problem is when you got that new car, it's new today. Tomorrow it's old. You want another new one, and you want this. Yeah, and it's amazing to watch. You're thinking, you know what? He's actually got It goes, how much do you need more than you need?
What you want and what you need are not the same.
No, want and need are very different. Money. That's the point. We need it. How much we need is a whole other thing.
That is down to personal limitation, aspiration, and that balance.
Yeah,
the spiritual awakening and evolution.
Yeah. But the more money you have, the more good you can do with it. That's the other side.
Exactly. That's what another thing is. It gives you more freedom. But it's what extent do you want more? That is a balance.
You can help more people as well. You can help. If you the more money you earn, the more you can give away to help, those that are underprivileged.
Jeff Bezos can end up world hunger, but you see, he still doesn't.
So is any more questions for Julie, guys?
Julie, that was fascinating for me. I'm not familiar with how to get put in Amazon, how to do publish on any of it. So this information for me, it was very good. And everything that you said is fascinating for me. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're more than welcome. I mean, I can put things together about how to everything you need to know is on Amazon to get it up onto Amazon. It's not difficult when you know where to go to look for the answers.
Well, Zarika, I'm not gonna be rude to Crystal, but Crystal's done it. And she's the
No, but you're
most
just
untech
showing interest.
person I know. So
No, I even didn't know that you can do this that way. You know, I
Yeah.
thought you have to write, you have to kind of publish it, and then, you know, selling your product on Amazon. But obviously, this information is king for everything. So
Yeah.
there is always a way for
you can
everything. So
create,
it's
you
fine.
don't, and the thing is, in reality, yes, you want it. I would always want it on Amazon because it's the biggest bookseller in the world. And you don't have to put it on Amazon to sell it. You can sell it through a funnel.
I mean, if you
Oh,
look
it's
at,
cool.
I mean, Zarika, if you're looking here,
Websites and stuff,
But
etc.
Hannah's got her
Hannah's got
hand
a hand
up.
up. Hannah, you got a question?
Yes. Julie,
Yeah.
Julie is just far too modest because I know she actually runs a course. You got to sell to us.
Yes.
Do you know
Generally-
what? I would have sold to you. I talked to Rob earlier. I've got an issue with my funnel.
I'll tell you what I'll do, Julie, because I've got no filter. I can do it because that doesn't matter if I do it. Okay. Julie's got a platform, guys. On this platform, it will let you do the following. Okay, it will help you to write your book, publish your book, and sell your book on the single platform.
Yeah.
She's got a few glitches of it. What I'll do is when it's ready, I'll put the link to it so you can see it. But the idea is by using this, instead of having to use like things like ChatGPT here, going here for a cover and going here to do this, it's one single system. It does everything, even to the point of building you your own landing page to sell the book on.
Yeah.
Books on as well. And it's one system.
That's
all for
great.
It is, and I know it's mine. It is really good. It's so simple, and it's so quick, and it is so easy. Even just using it for, you know, when you get the book written, and then you can download it. So when you upload a book to Amazon or to an e-reader, you have to have it in a certain format, which I have spent anywhere between £50 and £100 to get created for me on Fiverr. This system does it for you. So you download it so you can immediately upload it to an e-reader.
Yeah, you can't because obviously in like things like on Amazon, you have to upload the cover and the book separate.
Yeah.
And then it builds it all for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this system, when I finally get the flaming thing live, finally, so close.
And even when
really
I love using programs, guys, and it took me, hold on, how many different I had to use? Was it Crystal? I think we ended up using about 7 different programs just to get the book ready to load it into Amazon. And that's a lot of time. You've got to do a cover here, got to go here for this.
Oh, it produces the covers as well. Creates the covers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's really good.
I
know it's mine.
How much
it's
are you
really good.
How much is the got to tell us?
It will be $99 a month.
Which at the moment is about £6 with the exchange rate. Sorry, I can get that.
So it writes your books. If anybody's into podcast, it writes your books. You can edit your books. You can do different books in different sizes. It downloads it as an EPUB file, which is directly loadable up to Amazon and any other platform for e-readers. You can write and record podcasts in it if you want to. But even if you write, and interestingly, and this is what I've done on some, I use it to write the podcast. I then post that as a social media post because they're really good. It creates funnels. It builds a database for you. So there's an email CRM system built into it. So you can build your funnels. You can attach your products to sell on your funnels directly from the site. So it stores the product, gives you the link, you upload it, into the funnel. You can sell directly from the site. There's an email and a marketing AI based. They've built their own large language model from one of the top marketers in the world. So all of their emails are in. So it writes your email copy, it writes your marketing copy. AI writes the funnel for you if you tell it what your funnel's for. There's loads of templates. It creates all of the book covers for you. I think that's it. It's
That's
really
it,
good.
guys. That's all it does.
That's all it does. And it's all in one platform. That's the beauty of it. It's in one place. You don't have to go anywhere else to do it. I mean, I'm using it.
Is it live
But
now?
it's a way of
No, not yet,
if you're gonna write books, it's about as simple as you're gonna get. Otherwise, you're gonna be paying for 5, 6, 7 different programs,
Yeah.
and then the problem is you're going from A to B to C to D back to A, formatting things. So you've got one system. You make an edit, it edits the whole thing for you in one go, and it just goes off again. So it's much simpler system.
And I've made it as simple as it can be, because I know tech is tech. I'm not scared of tech, but you just want it to be simple. So I've made it as simple as it can be. Yeah, I've got somebody to build it for me. I haven't built it, but yeah, when it's live, I'll let you know. It'll be live in the next couple of days. It's got to be. It's the first funnel I've built, everybody. So I'm using my own system, because otherwise I would not sell it to anybody else. I'm using my own system, and I've never built a funnel before. And now I'm like, what do I do next?
Remember, guys,
once I've done it, I can tell everybody else.
if you're going to get a book out there as well, remember, if you guys use things like Facebook, this is going properly with its tools, you can market to people who like romance novels, for instance, literally directly. So in the old days, you had to try and find your audience. Now, for instance, if I want to market my science fiction book, I can market to people who have literally bought a book on Amazon in the last week, which is science fiction. So you can actually find your market. So you're not having to hope they're out there. You can literally narrow them down and go straight into them. So even with the way we've done the marketing, you can literally get in there, and that's the key. So the writing the book's the one side, the marketing the book's the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. And and you can do snippets, even if you do where you do a small snippet on YouTube as a small, they get someone talking for maybe 2 minutes about it, then you can push that up and promote that as well using Google AdWords now, because it's so cheap. You can just push it out to the right people. So again, there's loads of ways of getting it out there. And Julie's right. If you talk to enough people before you launch it, okay, and you tell them what's going on, and she's right, what you do is you pick a category. She says, remember, the categories are relevant when you first launch it. You can change the category after you've launched it. So find a category that's got nothing in it. Normally, it'll be a scientific section because we've got scientific books. Put it in that section, launch it, get number 1, then put it into the right place. You can then write on the book, number 1 bestseller. It's just
smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke. Well, a lot of it is smoke and mirrors.
It is, So Soko.
Oh, yes. Well, Julie, you mentioned review for your books. Well, I don't know, just a suggestion or ideas that if you send all your books links to this meeting to the members here, and then we can write.
Yeah, on Amazon,
I guess.
Yeah, no, see, and this is the thing. On Amazon, and I'm not saying any of you haven't, but on Amazon, you have to have spent a certain amount of money in a certain period of time for the review to be accepted. It's Amazon's pretty clever. So there are Facebook groups set up.
But luckily, most people on the planet Earth spend way too much money on Amazon anyway. That's why Jeff Bezos can fire his girlfriend and her friends into space. That's our money, basically. So, I mean, even that, even getting reviews on your book. Remember this, okay? no one knows who's famous and who's not famous.
No.
So if you saw a review on a book and it said, Soko said this, you go, oh, she must be famous. No one checks. People are too lazy to check. So you can get a friend to review your book for you and just write something nice about you in the back of your book, and off you go. You know, but remember this, even a bad review is a good review, because a bad review puts you in the press and people will go, how bad can it be? Let's have a look. So it doesn't matter what the review is. There's no such thing as a bad review. There's only no review.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
because no matter what you do, there's always going to be people that don't like what you do. Always.
Yeah.
Okay. But you need that. I mean, like my daughter's a prime example of what she says to me once about things. When she was younger, she'd sing, put it onto YouTube, and the same person would straight away give her a thumbs down.
Mm.
And I said to her, you're unhappy? She goes, Dad, if 100 people listen to my record, 99 will like it and they won't say anything. She goes, the one person that dislikes it will tell 99 people. She goes, half of those 99 will like it and half won't. Doesn't matter, Dad. It's 50. She goes, but 100 people will come on to comment. And she goes, it's all about the algorithm. All people want to see, it's a numbers game, isn't it? You know, and that's it. And she says, you need people to dislike things, because if you get 1,000 5-star reviews, nobody will believe you, because there's always someone to give you 1 star, always. So you need that also, just, you know, to make it go out. But just look at the world now. There's no such thing as bad press, you know, with that. So yeah, so you know, so reviews, you get people to review it, and yeah.
Well, and what I would say about the celeb part of it is, you could even get, if it's a celeb in your specific category and they've got a big following, you could even give them, like Rob said earlier, a percentage of what the book would sell for. Because at the end of the day, if they've got 100,000 followers and 5,000 buy the book, then you've got 5,000 people that have bought the book, 5,000 people that are in your database, 5,000 people that have given you a review. And even if you have to give like half of whatever the book costs, or the profit of it.
That's not a bad idea. Sorry, Julie, here's a question. Does your system have a system where you can do referral codes?
Yeah, through Stripe, yeah.
Right, okay. So what Chris is saying is you find someone who's famous or an influencer, and you say to them,
in your
I'll give you a
category,
unique
in your
code.
category,
Yeah, in the category, share my book, and I'll give you, for every book that's sold that you refer, I'll give you half the profits, whatever it is. And someone says, why? Because it's better to get half the profits than no profits.
Yeah.
And it's not only that, if you potentially do it as a funnel where they have to put their details in, so then you've obviously got that database of people that are interested in that kind of topic, and you've also got 5,000 books out, which is, I mean, even if you have to give 60% away, it's all about getting the name out.
Yeah, because when you resell to them, you get all the profit.
Yeah, exactly. You can be the best. You can have the best. Like, for example, I was watching I listen to all these things online. I listened to someone called John Lee yesterday, and he came up with the McDonald's example. Could I make a better burger than McDonald's? Yes, I bloody well could, but no one knows who Chris is, who makes burgers. It's all about eyes. If you can get as many eyes on your brand, your product, whatever it is, it doesn't matter if you have to give away half the profits, because end of the day, it's you'll get more eyes on you.
And what I've noticed is, no offense to influencers, but they will sell anything. They don't care as long as they're making money. They really won't even read it. They'll just go, this is amazing. I've read it and it's changed my life. No, they haven't, but they don't care, because if they're making money, they will say it. I mean, literally. So that's the beauty of the world. You know, there are people out there who will sell their soul for £1, which is good for us as a business. We're yeah.
I don't want to deal with people who'd sell their soul for £1.
Okay,
personally.
£2. What about £2, Julie?
No.
Okay,
not in my world.
Okay, all right. Everyone else but Julie then.
I remember when I helped Amoy to launch their new soy sauce, and they actually organized an event, asked all the influencers come to the event, and I taught all the influencers how to cook a few dishes with their new soy sauce. Wow. Including make a Scottish pancake, soy sauce for puddings. And then after the event, all the influencers, they are just basically, I think they are paid. They're paid to write. Right? Of course, they had a fun session with me, and then they just produce all these fantastic things about the event, and of course about the soy sauce.
And did they sell well?
Huh?
What's the result? What was the result?
Oh, because Amoy, Amoy is part of Heinz, so it's just
Amoy. Oh, okay.
Amoy. So Soka, when you go in the shop and see a packet of other things, Hannah should have asked for 5p per packet sold, shouldn't she, when she did it? Should have been me, Shell. I'll do it free. I want 5p for the packet sold. That's all I want. And that, you'd have been because if you go online, guys, you can actually watch Hannah doing the original Amoy sauces course thing.
No, that was Blue Dragon.
Blue Dragon.
Blue Dragon. Wow.
I started with Blue Dragon and then Amoy. Yeah.
You're famous, Hannah. Jeez, I want you. You're my best mate.
You are the influencer.
No, guys, you're missing the point. What you're supposed to do is go to Hannah. When am I coming to dinner? That's what I did. What I heard. That's the first one I asked.
Of course, she's gonna cook. That's included. Full service.
Did you like the food though, Rob?
It was lovely. Yeah. Yes, Hannah did a banquet for went to Hannah's house. She had all the people around for a very nice banquet. Yes, I do like I do like my food. I must admit. So yes, if Hannah invites you for dinner, guys, don't never say no. Okay, so definitely
can't wait.
So but no, guys, this is definitely saying when Julie's finalised the site, I'll get to just put a link out on WhatsApp. Okay, but if you are thinking of doing it, okay, this will basically help you from beginning to end to do it all. And and once you've got one book done, the second one becomes easier, believe it or not. That's the thing. You think it won't, but it will do because your brain will change the way it thinks. And it's just all it is initially is just sitting down, and it's like Julie will say, it's just believing you can. If you say I can't write a book, you won't write a book.
All you need nowadays to write a book is an idea. And with the tools that are out there and the support and the help that the tools give you, the book is written. Truthfully, even if you're sharing your life story, you've got the idea, you can formulate all of that through the tools that are available now. There is no reason why anybody can't write a book.
And then sell it.
I'm so happy that there is you can dictate it because I hate typing.
Sorry, Chris, you went all garbled there, mate. What?
You don't have to type, Zarika. You don't have to type anymore.
Can I? Sorry,
I know that I heard it now because you can just kind of dictate it. Beautiful.
So go on, Chris.
So the other thing I'd potentially say is maybe add affiliate stuff as well to that. So can you hear me?
Yes, we can now. Yeah, go on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Now we can.
Oh God.
So the other thing I'll add today is possibly add affiliate stuff as well. Like, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, sort of, Chris. You're sort of going in and out.
It's because probably with some driving, but don't worry, hands free. So the only thing I was gonna actually say was to add affiliate stuff as well, like affiliate links, like a bookmark or something that's connected to your book. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you even hear that?
Yeah, we did.
Did you hear that?
Chris, yeah, affiliate
Yes.
links. Just affiliate stuff that relates to your book. That was it, really.
Okay.
It wasn't worth waiting for, was it? All right, I'll go back.
It is. So we're going to become an authors club as well.
Why not? I tell you, why not?
Yeah.
even
back
if
on
you
you.
don't earn money from the book, the credibility and the reputation increases. And when you see people look at you with a different set of eyes because they have realized you are an author, it's just you're still you, but people look at you differently because you're an author. I've just come back from a trip. I was away in Thailand with a group of women who didn't know me. You know, not anybody I have ever networked with before or been away with. And and we were sharing rooms, and I told one of them that I had written a book, and I only said one book, and she told the others, and it went round like wildfire. And a few of them come up to me and said, "I understand you're an author." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And it was like, it was really, it took me by surprise because, you know, it just took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting it. But then other people, they talked to me differently because I was an author. They didn't even know what the book was. You know, it's just strange things happen when you become an author.
You have become a wow girl.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's quite incredible.
You're the cool girl.
Hey, she's got a cloud now. Your books.
She got a hello. She got a hello.
Well, Crystal, you have Halo too. You are an author.
I've done one with Rob's help and AI. Well, actually, yeah. Well, yeah. We've done two, but I've done one properly on my own. I've got other story ideas, and I'm going to do one on my journey. I think it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really relatable.
I mean, Crystal was at a show. She hasn't said this because she won't ask of it. At a show, and she had her books there, and somebody bought a book and then asked her to sign it.
Yeah, they did. Bill.
Let's see, getting autographs, baby.
See? Yeah.
I know. One day that'll be worth money. Hopefully.
You never know, honey. Guys, the limit.
But, you know, but it's just because you just don't know what people are doing and what's out there because you know people are always looking for books to read and bits and pieces. And yeah, and it's one more facet of what we do. So when you talk to people and you can say I'm an author.
Yeah.
And that's just, you know, and like Julie says, no one asked you if you're any good at what you've done. That's not, no. Wow, you've written a book. Wow. Yeah. You know, and yeah.
Yeah. And people buy the book and never read it. Which always amuses me. Says I, having done exactly the same thing.
They're all for later, for more time available.
So the good news is, guys, we'll get Julie's system, and next week we'll have 2 weeks' time and have like 10 new books out. Julie, there's a question, Julie. You said that it costs £130 for 10 ISBNs, okay?
I haven't looked recently. It could be more.
But could you not then, instead of buying, I'm assuming you could have one person owns the things, but you could have 10 different authors.
Yeah.
So as per usual, my mind, guys, if you want to do a book, you all you need is a barcode. It doesn't matter who owns it, but if you could go together, instead of spending £130 and buying 10, you spend £13 each and have one of the 10 each for your book.
Oh, that would be handy if anyone wanted to join.
Because then it means you can put your book into Amazon, but then it can go anywhere. So because Crystal went to the shop and the guy asked about a barcode.
Rob, remember when you buy an ISBN in the UK, the reality of buying the ISBN means it goes into the English library.
It does, okay, but by buying but that barcode is universal.
Yes. Yeah.
So what I mean by that is this: if you've got the barcode for Amazon, that book can't be sold in Waterstones because it hasn't got the right barcode.
No, but Waterstones gives you their own. So Barnes and Noble, not Waterstones, because you wouldn't get it into Waterstones, but Barnes and Noble which you upload through I think it's Find a Voice or something. I've got it all. I've got all the things. They give you their ISBN number.
I'll tell you why. Because
So
a guy in the shop asked Crystal. He said, "I can take your books." He says, "But," he said, "it needs a barcode on the back that I can scan for my shop."
yes,
Yeah.
and that's the only reason you really need to buy one.
Correct. Okay. And he specifically said he'd need that because otherwise he can't scan it in with his barcode reader, can he?
He did say that, yes.
Yeah, and depending on where you get them published. So this is Amazon. It gets sorry, hang on a minute, wherever it goes. It gets printed with the Amazon barcode on it. So it depends who's printing the books.
Yes. Again, that's what I said to Crystal, she'd need to go to a different printer to get the books printed for the guy in the shop, and that's
Not
what we couldn't
necessarily.
find.
No, Amazon print on demand.
Do they? Do they?
Yeah.
No, that's what
You
that's
get
what they do.
copies.
Yeah, but he asked for physically books to sit in his shop.
Yeah,
Mm.
you could still use this ISBN.
Does it scan? Give me a second. I've got a scanner somewhere here.
Okay.
Should scan. Should scan. It's a barcode.
I'll tell you if it works. Watch this. Okay, let's have a look here.
By the way, while Rob is scanning, can you put all of this ISBN thingy in the chat afterwards? Because I'm trying to follow up.
Yeah, no, my barcode reader says it doesn't recognize the barcode on an Amazon on the
On
ones
the Amazon.
from
Okay.
ones and things. But if I get another book, one second, if I get an actual book and scan it, so if I just grab one of these books here and scan that book there,
Is it registering it?
1 second. Yeah. Yeah, it's just told me,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. So it doesn't recognize because the one you get from the library, that goes onto like a worldwide database. So if you was in literally Mexico and bought that book, it would have the same barcode in the back when you scanned it. The Americans have a different one. I think ours is 12, Europe's is 12, and America's got a 13-digit number.
America has to be different.
Americans are always different.
Yeah, so the rest of the world is 12, America's 13.
Oh, okay. I guess I need to look it up then and see how much the 10 barcodes are.
Yeah, I haven't.
It's a figure. If you got, because you have right, Julie's right. You've got to buy 10. So what I suggest you, if you're going to do it, find other people who want one and just do it all together as one. Then you got the barcode. Then you got to get then you can put that book into Amazon, but have a real barcode on it, and then you can print them off and give it to the shop.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll have to save some money anyway. Okay, it's fine. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'll find a way around it. Or it might just mean I have to write 9 or 10 books. Something like that.
The barcode company's Nielsen. You could buy a single ISBN for £93.
93 quid.
Or you can 10 is 174.
Okay. Thank
That's what
you.
I mean. So buying one is just not.
No,
Is the barcode the barcode? Is it one barcode? Is a barcode? So is the book is the same title? So is the same barcode? Why do you need 10? I don't know how it works.
What it is
you
have to
10
buy
books.
them. So it's not the book. Sorry, it's the company. And what they want you to do is they want you to buy more barcodes. So one barcode, £90 that goes on your book, or 10 barcodes, basically £17 each when you buy them. But you'd have to buy 10 books to make it worthwhile.
Oh, here we
You have
go.
to buy them from Nielsen's. I'll put the link in the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the company you have to buy them from. There
is an independent publishing network. They charge 40 quid for a barcode.
Ooh.
They're probably buying them in bulk from Nielsen.
Yeah. Oh no, spot on. And then sell them for 40. But that's
then splitting them out and selling them.
That's a good business model. Buy bulk barcodes and then sell on to other people. Because once the barcode's done,
Right.
that's for life. You've got that. It lasts forever. You
So
know, if you've got to
I could buy one for £40 from this other company that's bought off Nielsen.
Probably. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That would solve my problem.
Because if you went and got a tin of beans from 1982, it's got the same barcode as today.
Okay.
It just doesn't change once it's done.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fine. But then am I going to write more books, or do I want to share it out with people? I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Maybe I'll write the books first.
Well, if the group, if 10 of you write a book each, then buy a block between you and then take one each.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. We'll see what the group wants to do. I don't mind.
Then you're paying £17. So basically, yeah. Right, guys. Excellent. Thank you for that, Julie.
That's all right. You're
Super.
welcome.
We shall
Thank
get
you,
your
thank
we shall
you.
wait for your link so that we can have a look at the
Yeah.
the system.
If I can get it live tomorrow, I will.
Have a play with it.
That's
And
awesome.
Learning a lot.
then we're going to go out and find, Julie, people who are looking at writing a book on social,
Yes.
so we can then market the system for you to find the right people to actually buy the system as well. So yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Evening, Marcy. Yeah, sorry, didn't saw you there. So yeah. Okay, guys. Listen. Excellent. Thank you for that, Julie.
You're more than welcome.
Hopefully, we'll get a bunch of people now writing more books.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Good,
Definitely.
good,
I mean,
good.
definitely Zarika. I said to her, I've said to her on several occasions, she should be right. She's written but several books. By the sound of it.
Totally. You should have.
I should. I'm just thinking too much. I should put my brain in gear.
Once you
Thank
get
you guys.
started,
You're very inspiring. You're so
once you get
inspiring.
started,
Thank you.
it's relatively easy to do. Seriously,
Yes.
honest.
I'm now very inspired.
Okay, guys. So yes. So that's it. So that's next books, right, guys? Listen. Everyone have a nice evening. Okay.
Thank you,
Likewise.
everyone.
Hannah's got.
Thank you.
Hannah's having a party there with all the stuff flying around her.
And I'm waiting for that dinner invitation. Okay.
There's Hannah. Sorry,
And a
Hannah.
handmade sauce. Have a lovely evening and amazing weekend, guys.
All right,
Julie,
guys.
thank you again.
Right.
Good
You're
to see
more than
everybody.
welcome.
Good
Excellent,
night.
guys. Cheers,
Talk to you all
then.
later.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Ciao.
Bye-bye. Bye.